The vast expanse of space stretched out before the ISS horizon, humanity's most advanced deep space exploration vessel. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood on the bridge, her dark eyes fixed on the holographic display that dominated the center of the room. The ship had been traversing the outer reaches of the Andromeda Galaxy for months, seeking signs of intelligent life. "Captain, we're picking up an unusual signal," announced Communications Officer Takeshi Yamamoto, his fingers dancing across the console. "It's faint, but it doesn't match any known patterns in our database." Elena's heart raced. Could this be the moment they had all been waiting for? "Can you isolate it, Takeshi?" "Working on it, Captain," he replied, his brow furrowed in concentration. "There's something different about this one. It's not just random space noise." Dr. Amelia Chung, the ship's xenobiologist, leaned in closer to the display. "It's repeating. Look at the waveform. There's a distinct pattern." As the bridge crew watched in fascination, the signal began to take shape on the screen. It pulsed with an eerie regularity, like a heartbeat echoing across the cosmos. "It's a distress call," Elena realized, her voice barely above a whisper. "Someone out there needs help." The implications of this discovery were staggering. Not only had they found evidence of alien life, but they had stumbled upon a civilization advanced enough to transmit interstellar communications. And now, that civilization was in trouble. Elena squared her shoulders, her decision already made. "Plot a course to the signal's origin. We're going to investigate." As the IS horizon altered its trajectory, the crew buzzed with a mixture of excitement and apprehension. They had trained for this moment, but nothing could truly prepare them for humanity's first contact with an alien species. Days turned into weeks as they traveled deeper into uncharted space. The signal grew stronger, guiding them like a beacon through the starry void. Finally, they arrived at its source, a small, rocky planet orbiting a dying red dwarf star. "Scan the surface," Elena ordered as they entered orbit. "Look for any signs of technology or life forms." The results came back quickly, and they were grim. The planet's surface was a wasteland, pockmarked with craters and devoid of any visible structures. Whatever civilization had once thrived here was long gone. "I'm detecting a faint energy signature," reported Science Officer Dr. Zain al-Rashid. "It's coming from beneath the surface, near the planet's equator." Helena nodded grimly. "Prepare a landing party. We'll investigate on foot." As the shuttle descended through the planet's thin atmosphere, the team donned their exosuits. The air outside was toxic, and the temperature fluctuated wildly between scorching heat and freezing cold. Whatever had happened here, it had rendered the planet virtually uninhabitable. The landing party consisted of Elena, Amelia, Zane, and Security Chief Marcus Chen. As they stepped onto the alien soil, a sense of awe washed over them. They were the first humans to set foot on this distant world. "The energy signature is coming from that direction," Zane said, pointing towards a jagged mountain range in the distance, "about 2 kilometers from our position." They set off across the barren landscape, their path illuminated by the feeble light of the dying sun. As they drew closer to their destination, they began to notice strange markings on the rocks, symbols carved into the stone, weathered by time but still visible. "These look like some kind of writing," Amelia observed, running her gloved hand over the alien script. "It's unlike anything I've ever seen." Suddenly, Marcus held up a hand, signaling the others to stop. "There's something ahead. It looks like an entrance." Hidden among the craggy rocks was a perfectly smooth, oval-shaped opening. It seemed to absorb the light around it, creating an unsettling void in the mountainside. "The signal's definitely coming from in there," Zane confirmed, checking his instruments. Elena took a deep breath, steeling herself for what lay ahead. "All right, team. We go in together. Stay alert and remember your training. We don't know what we're going to find in there." As they stepped into the darkness, lights from their suits automatically activated, revealing a long, winding tunnel that stretched deep into the planet's core. The walls were lined with the same strange symbols they had seen outside, but here they glowed with a faint, pulsing light. "It's beautiful," Amelia whispered, her scientific curiosity overriding her fear. They followed the tunnel for what felt like hours, descending deeper and deeper. The air grew warmer, and their instruments began to pick up traces of an unknown energy field. Finally, the tunnel opened up into a vast chamber. The sight that greeted them left them speechless. In the center of the room stood a massive crystalline structure, pulsing with an inner light that matched the rhythm of the distress signal. Surrounding it were rows upon rows of what looked like stasis pods, their surfaces clouded with age. "My God," Elena breathed. "It's some kind of arc." As they approached the central crystal, its light intensified. Suddenly, a holographic image flickered to life before them, a tall, slender being with iridescent skin and large, luminous eyes. The alien spoke, its words somehow translating directly into their minds. "Greetings, travelers. If you are hearing this message, then our worst fears have come to pass. Our world is dying, and we could not save it, but perhaps we can save our legacy." The hologram gestured to the stasis pods. "Within these chambers lie the last of our kind, preserved in the hope that someone like you might find us. We entrust them to you, noble explorers. Please help us live again." As the message faded, one of the stasis pods began to glow. Its surface cleared, revealing the form of a young alien inside. To the team's astonishment, her eyes slowly opened, meeting their gaze with a mixture of fear and hope. Elena's voice shook as she activated her comm link to the ship. "Horizon, this is the captain. Prepare medical bay and alert Earth. We've made first contact, and we have a refugee in need of our help." As they worked to revive the alien survivor, Elena couldn't help but feel the weight of this moment. Humanity had just taken its first steps into a larger universe, and the choices they made now would shape the future of both their species. The rescue mission had only just begun, and already it was clear that nothing would ever be the same again. The medical bay of the ISS Horizon hummed with activity as Dr. Amelia Chang worked tirelessly to stabilize their unexpected guest. The alien, whom they had begun calling Zara based on the melodic sounds she made, lay on the examination table, her iridescent skin shimmering under the bright lights. Captain Elena Rodriguez watched from behind the observation glass, her mind racing with the implications of their discovery. Earth needed to be informed, but how would humanity react to the news that they were no longer alone in the universe? "Captain," Amelia's voice crackled over the intercom, interrupting Elena's thoughts. "She's awake and, well, I think you should come see this for yourself." Elena entered the medical bay, her eyes immediately drawn to Zara. The alien's large, luminous eyes blinked slowly as she took in her surroundings. Then, to everyone's astonishment, she spoke. "Thank you for saving me," Zara said, her voice a melodious whisper that seemed to resonate directly in their minds. Elena exchanged a stunned glance with Amelia. You can speak our language." Zara's skin rippled with what they would come to recognize as an expression of amusement. "Not exactly. My people possess the ability to connect with other sentient minds. I'm translating my thoughts into a form you can understand." Over the next few days, as Zara regained her strength, she shared the tragic history of her people, the Luminari. Their civilization had spanned thousands of years, achieving technological marvels that humans had only dreamed of, but their advancement came at a cost. "We pushed our star to its limits," Zara explained, her eyes dimming with sorrow. "In our quest for energy, we accelerated its aging process. By the time we realized our mistake, it was too late. Our world was dying." The Luminari had built the underground ark as a last resort, preserving a fraction of their population in the hope that someone would find them and help them start anew. Zara was one of the caretakers, tasked with maintaining the stasis systems and waiting for rescue. "But something went wrong," she continued. "The others, they never woke up. I was alone for so long, watching over them, hoping against hope that someone would hear our call. As Zara's story unfolded, the crew of the Horizon found themselves deeply moved by the plight of the Luminary. Humanity had faced its own challenges and close calls with extinction, but nothing on the scale of what Zara's people had endured. Dr. Zain al-Rashid, fascinated by the Luminary's advanced technology, spent hours discussing their scientific achievements with Zara. "Your people's understanding of quantum mechanics is incredible," he marveled. "With your knowledge, we could make breakthroughs in clean energy production, space travel. The possibilities are endless." But it wasn't just Zara's scientific knowledge that captivated the crew. Her gentle demeanor and curiosity about human culture endeared her to everyone on board. She was particularly fascinated by human art and music, spending hours in the ship's recreation area, absorbing Earth's diverse cultures through books, films, and recordings. "Your species has such vibrant imaginations," Zara commented one evening as she and Elena watched the stars from the observation deck. "Despite all the challenges you faced, you still dream of a better future. It's inspiring." Helena smiled, feeling a growing sense of protectiveness towards that alien guest. "That's what humans do best. We hope, we dream, and we never give up." As the Horizon began its long journey back to Earth, the crew faced a difficult decision. The stasis pods containing the rest of the Luminary were too numerous and too delicate to transport all at once. They would need to return with a larger vessel and specialized equipment to safely relocate the sleeping aliens. "We can't just leave them there," Security Chief Marcus Chen argued during a staff meeting. "What if something happens while we're gone?" "I agree," Elena said, "but we don't have the resources to mount a full-scale evacuation right now. Our priority has to be getting Zara to Earth safely and informing our governments about the situation." The decision weighed heavily on all of them, especially Zara. The thought of leaving her people behind, even temporarily, filled her with anxiety. But she understood the logic of the humans' plan. "My people have waited this long," she said, her voice tinged with both sadness and hope. "A little longer won't hurt. And perhaps, with your help, we can find a way to revive them that we couldn't achieve on our own." As they prepared to leave the Luminary homeworld, Elena made a solemn promise to Zara. "We will return for your people. Humanity won't abandon them, or you." The journey back to Earth was filled with anticipation and preparation. They needed to ready the world for the news of first contact and the responsibility that came with it. Zara worked closely with the crew to compile a comprehensive database of Luminary knowledge and history, determined to preserve her people's legacy no matter what happened. But as they drew closer to home, a new worry began to gnaw at Elena. How would Earth's governments react to Zara? Would they see her as a guest to be welcomed, or a potential threat to be contained? The thought of Zara being treated as anything less than the miraculous survivor she was made Elena's blood boil. "We'll protect you," Elena assured Zara one night, noticing the aliens' growing nervousness as Earth loomed larger in their view screens. "Whatever happens, you're under my protection, and humanity's." Zara's skin shimmered with gratitude. "I trust you, Elena. Your kindness, all of humanity's kindness, has given me hope again. Whatever challenges we face, we'll face them together." As the blue marble of Earth grew larger in their view, Elena couldn't shake the feeling that they were standing on the precipice of a new era for humanity. The choices they made in the coming days and weeks would shape not just their own future, but the future of an entire alien race. The IS Horizon began its descent into Earth's atmosphere, carrying with it the hopes and dreams of two civilizations. Humanity's greatest adventure was about to begin, and Elena was determined to ensure that it would be a story of compassion, courage, and the unbreakable bonds of friendship that could span the stars themselves. Little did they know, as they approached their homeworld, that forces were already in motion that would test humanity's resolve and challenge their commitment to their new alien allies. The true trial was yet to come, and the fate of both Earth and the Luminary hung in the balance. The return of the ISS Horizon to Earth was met with a mixture of excitement, wonder, and trepidation. News of Zara's existence spread like wildfire, dominating global headlines and sparking intense debates in government chambers and living rooms alike. Captain Elena Rodriguez stood before the United Nations Security Council, Zara by her side, as she recounted their discovery and the plight of the luminary. The chamber was filled with a tense silence, broken only by the occasional murmur of astonishment or disbelief. Members of the council, Elena concluded, her voice firm and resolute, we have been given an unprecedented opportunity. The chance to not only make first contact with an alien species, but to save them from extinction. I urge you to consider the moral imperative we face and the potential benefits of alliance with the luminary. The debate that followed was heated. Some nations saw the potential for technological advancement and the expansion of human knowledge. Others feared the risks of bringing an unknown alien species to Earth. Through it all, Zara remained a calm presence, her luminous eyes taking in the proceedings with a mixture of hope and apprehension. It was during one of these contentious sessions that Dr. Zain al-Rashid made a startling discovery. While reviewing the data they had collected from the luminary homeworld, he noticed an anomaly in the long-range sensor logs. "Captain," Zain said, his voice urgent as he interrupted the proceedings, "I think you need to see this." The holographic display at the center of the chamber flickered to life, showing a series of strange energy signatures at the edge of the solar system. They were faint, almost undetectable, but unmistakably artificial. "What are we looking at, Doctor?" asked the UN Secretary-General, leaning forward in her seat. Zain's face was grim as he explained, "These signatures match no known natural phenomenon. They're also not consistent with any human technology. I believe we may be detecting the presence of another alien species in our solar system." The room erupted into chaos as the implications sank in. Zara's skin paled, her bioluminescence dimming with fear. "No," she whispered, her mental voice trembling. "They found us." All eyes turned to the alien as she stepped forward, her usual grace replaced by urgent desperation. "I had hoped we had more time, but I see now I must tell you everything. The death of my world was no accident. We were attacked." In the stunned silence that followed, Zara revealed the truth she had been hesitant to share. The luminari were not the only advanced civilization in the galaxy. There were others, including a powerful and aggressive species known as the Void Hunters. "They are conquerors," Zara explained, her mental voice filled with sorrow and anger. "They seek out worlds rich in resources and advanced technology, strip them bare, and move on. My people tried to resist, but we were unprepared for their savagery. The damage to our star was a result of their attack, not our own actions." The revelation sent shockwaves through the assembly. Humanity had barely come to terms with the existence of one alien species, and now they were faced with the threat of an interstellar invasion. "Why didn't you tell us this before?" Elena asked, feeling a mix of betrayal and concern for her alien friend. Zara's skin rippled with shame. "I was afraid that if you knew the danger, you would abandon my people. Afraid that the Void Hunters might have followed me here, putting your world at risk. I am sorry, Elena. I should have trusted in humanity's strength." As the gravity of the situation sank in, the focus of the world's leaders shifted dramatically. The debate was no longer about whether to help the luminary, but how to prepare for a potential invasion. Dr. Amelia Chung, who had been quietly analyzing the data, spoke up. "If I'm interpreting these energy signatures correctly, we may have a small advantage. It looks like the Void Hunters are using some kind of faster-than-light travel, but they're still quite far out. We might have a few months before they reach Earth." Elena's mind raced with the possibilities. "Then we need to use that time wisely. Zara, we need everything you can tell us about the Void Hunters' technology, their tactics, their weaknesses. Anything that might give us an edge." The next few weeks were a flurry of activity as Earth prepared for its greatest challenge. Military forces around the world were mobilized, and scientists worked around the clock to adapt luminary technology for Earth's defense. Zara worked tirelessly alongside human researchers, sharing her knowledge and helping to develop new technologies. Her expertise in quantum mechanics proved invaluable as they raced to create more advanced weapons and shields. But it wasn't just military preparation that occupied humanity. The impending threat had an unexpected effect on global politics. Old rivalries and conflicts were set aside as nations united against a common enemy. Resources were pooled, and information flowed freely between former adversaries. "I've never seen anything like it," marveled Security Chief Marcus Chen as he oversaw the integration of new defense systems. "It's like the whole world has decided to grow up overnight." Elena couldn't help but feel a sense of pride in her species. Faced with an existential threat, humanity had chosen to stand together rather than fracture apart. It was a testament to the resilience and adaptability that had allowed humans to survive and thrive against the odds time and time again. As the days ticked by, a plan began to take shape. Using luminary technology, Earth would construct a fleet of advanced spacecraft capable of intercepting the Void Hunters before they reached the solar system. At the same time, a massive planetary defense grid would be erected to protect Earth and its newfound alien allies. The plan was risky, requiring unprecedented cooperation and resource allocation. But as Zara observed the determination in the eyes of her human friends, she felt a glimmer of hope that had been absent since the fall of her own world. "Your people are remarkable," she told Elena one evening as they watched the construction of Earth's first true warship. "In the face of such danger, you don't cower or despair. You innovate, you adapt, you fight." Elena smiled, placing a comforting hand on Zora's shoulder. "That's the human way. We've faced our own near extinctions in the past, ice ages, plagues, world wars. Each time, we've come back stronger. The Void Hunters have no idea what they're in for." As the deadline for the Void Hunters' arrival drew nearer, tension mounted. The fledgling Earth Defense Fleet prepared for its maiden voyage, crewed by the best and brightest from nations around the world. Elena, naturally, had been chosen to lead the mission. Standing on the bridge of the flagship, christened the EDS Unity, Elena felt the weight of responsibility on her shoulders. She was no longer just the captain of an exploration vessel. She was humanity's first line of defense against an alien threat. "All ships report ready, Captain," Takeshi Yamamoto announced from his position at communications. Elena took a deep breath, her resolve hardening as she gazed at the stars that had once seemed so welcoming and now held hidden dangers. "Then it's time. Let's go show these Void Hunters that humanity is not to be trifled with." As the Earth Defense Fleet engaged its engines and set course for the outer solar system, the people of Earth watched and waited. The greatest battle in human history was about to begin, and the fate of not one, but two civilizations hung in the balance. Little did they know that their actions in the coming conflict would reshape the galaxy and cement humanity's place among the stars. The legend of Earth's defiance was about to be born.